Hot summer nights, shedding skin like a snake, fresh breeze, new me. Hey guys, it's been a while that I made a video, and especially such a video where I share personal stuff and a little of my personal life, but I really felt it's time it's time to share again, because I see a lot of my clients struggle and I also struggle, and these are very intense times right now, and I just wanted to let you know that you're not alone out there. I struggle as well. I feel all this tension as well, and especially the last few months were very exhausting for me. A lot of things happened in my life, a lot of things changed, and I don't want to go into the details. I just want to look onto the emotional side and also which thoughts I had to all this, and on the energetical and spiritual level what all happened. So this video is all about that. Currently we are in northern Italy to take a time out because it was really needed. I was very exhausted. I had some physical problems as well. I had a small surgery done in my foot. Was due for very long because I always got pain while walking, but this is fixed now, and I'm in the recovery. Like it's been 2 months and I can almost walk normal again. And I also have 2 small injuries in my spine, 2 slipped discs. So this are all signs for me, like my body is screaming, take a break, you have to change something. And this is what we are doing right now. We are shifting our life again. As many of you know, I took care of my grandmother the last few months, and it was physically very challenging. That's why also a lot of things happened in my body, but more so it was challenging emotionally and mentally. And now I see it is really time to shift something. And this is why we take this time out to really reflect and also see where do we want to go next. So yeah, welcome to this very personal video of mine, and let's see what Italy holds for us. Taking a break, feeling myself, coming to a rest. The last year, it's hard to find words for the past months. Chaotic, turbulent, exhausting, stressful, but also transformative and clarifying and freeing. I'm not sure yet what I was freed from, but it feels good. Some part of myself dropped away. Or maybe it was never a part of me, but rather a mask or a costume I carried for too long to remember its purpose. Keeping me safe. But then, slowly, it was not keeping me safe anymore. It was keeping me hostage in a prison of fear. It was time to break free, and so I did. Everything feels fresh now, like the wind on the scales of a freshly skinned snake. Interesting that this picture comes into my mind. In this freeing process, I got a new tattoo of a snake coiled around my arm. The snake, a symbol of transformation, of growth, of leaving the past behind and going beyond into the unknown, transcending the current state and diving into the future without knowing the destination or the goal. Just walking forward because stopping is not an option.
How is the pain so far? Making someone laugh in pain is good.
There are good moments for this and bad moments.
I wouldn't like it.
I'm at the red chili type. No garam masala, no green chili, that's red chili.
this year actually started very nice. We spent the winter in India. Before we were in Sweden, but we really didn't want to take another dark and cold winter. We needed some life and sun, so we decided to spend the winter in India. So we went there. We were a while with Nipun's family in Delhi, and then we went to Goa. That's also the place where my husband Nipun and I we met. And in Goa we had a lovely time. Usually we always work there. We gave yoga teacher trainings, but this time we just went for holidays, so it was a total new experience. Before we mingled with the locals a lot, we had to set up things, we had to find a location and like all the work related stuff. And this time we came there as tourists and it was completely different. And anyways, Goa changed a lot in the past years. And so the winter was really beautiful, and then we decided to take care of my grandmother. So we swiftly came back to Sweden in April, just spent 1 or 2 weeks there in Sweden, and then came to Austria to take care of my grandmother. And yeah, that's what we have been doing the past 5 months, and it was a big challenge. And well, how to say it, I've been doing energy work now for 14 years. So I started when I was 16. Now I just celebrated my 30th birthday. And I helped a lot of people. And with other people, I'm always very fast to detect, okay, there's a blockage there, this has to change. From the outside, I can see it very clearly, but for myself, it is really hard to figure out, okay, first of all, there is something going wrong, or I'm not happy in this situation. It always takes very, very long till I realize it for myself. I'm completely blind for my own blockages, and well, you might know that. For other people, we find their mistakes, for example, very fast. Our own mistakes we never see. So it was the same for me. A lot of things had to happen. So I realized something has to change. And also this hopping around, we did this now, my husband and I, we did this since we met actually. We were everywhere all the time. India, Austria, here, there, everywhere. We were always traveling, and only the past few years we started to settling down a little. And I feel this is very important for me now also, to have a home base and also a community. I always thought I'm a single wolf and I don't need other people, and it sounds very egoistic and arrogant actually, but I never felt very connected to many people. Like I had few certain ones, but now in the past weeks and months, it really became very clear for me, I want to live in a community. So we're also talking about finding maybe an eco-village to live in, but we're not in a hurry because our daughter is 4 now, so with schooling it's not a problem yet. And anyways, we're thinking of homeschooling, so let's see how all that works out. But the priority of connection and of community became very, very big in my life. And this is also why I started making more personal videos now, because I know also from my clients, from my friends, from my family, that a lot of people, they feel lonely. Even if they're in the midst of other people, that doesn't mean you have a connection to them. And I just want to let you know you're not alone. Everyone is seeking connection. Everyone wants this deep connection. And only a few people are lucky enough to really work on that and get into that in depth. And many other people, they just simmer with shallow connections their whole life. So this is one of the big priorities for the next time. I really want to get into deep connections, and we'll also we will find a spot like an eco-village where we can stay for longer and where we can build up true relationships and true connections. Like the connections the mosquitoes have here with me. They are eating me up right now. It's a very, very lovely forest, but mosquitoes are everywhere this year because it was raining so much, I think, and then such a heat. Mosquitoes love me. I don't like them that much. My creativity was completely blocked. I didn't write, draw, paint, or even have joy cooking. A life without creativity, without creating, is colorless, boring, dead. When I think of the Bible, and no, I'm not a Christian, but I believe in finding truth in everything, So the Bible says we are made in the picture of God. God is creator. We are creators. Without creating, we feel lifeless, or at least I do. But now I'm free again, free to create. For a long time, I believed in not sharing too much of my personal feelings and thoughts with my clients. I didn't want to influence them. To a certain degree, I still feel that way. But I found the importance of sharing as a way of connection. Come here in the grass. You will make a mess. Slow, slow. We are lacking connection. The Wi-Fi signal is mostly brilliant, but who cares about true, deep, and honest connection? Well, we all should. I always feel the push from inside to create. But then, I don't know what to create, which medium to choose, what to say. Self-criticism and self-censorship are in the way. But this stops now. I'm creating as much for you as for myself. It is self-expression, writing therapy, and an attempt to connect all at once. Oh gosh, that almost sounds like a manifesto. And maybe it is, for the moment. I was always afraid to create something which won't last forever, or is valid forever. But it is clear to me now that this is nonsense. I don't have to create anything for eternity. Eternity is now, this moment. If it is true in this moment, it is worth being expressed, worth being shared. Because now is the only thing that exists. Now is eternity.